This winch is rated for 9,500 pounds, and it's attached to this Toyota Land Cruiser. I think one of the toughest vehicles built in the world. They have two of them, both in the 90s, 95, 96, so they're 20 years old and rough and ready. Incredibly tough vehicles. We're going to use that winch and the cable that you see running along the log there to do our lifting for us. Previously, the guys here used scaffolding and lots of muscle and block and tackle to raise a pole like that, probably 30 feet high, all by hand. And those logs are heavy. A 10-footer I could hardly pick up from one end. So that would be, I'm guessing, 1,500 pounds of weight. To lift it, we're going to use what's called a gin pole. And finally, we have our first lift ready to go, and our gin pole is in place. We're going to lift it up tomorrow, and I'll try to film that. The gin pole will be tipped over in front of the plinth. We'll lash onto the log there that I would estimate weighs 800 pounds. That little log weighs 800 pounds, roughly. Make it 600 pounds. It's still heavy for such a short log. You wouldn't believe it until you try to pick up one end of it. I'm sure it's great wood. And there's a steel plate on top of the plinth. And that steel plate will fit into the log right here. And that will be used to secure the log. It'll be lifted from this end right here. And we'll use the winch from the truck and we'll tilt this thing up and we'll see if it works. It's interesting trying to introduce this today. Roberto and Tata, I'm using their Spanish names because everyone else does, were gone. Just when I needed a little bit of help with interpreting. And I'll tell you, we don't get far when one guy is speaking Kikchi and the other guy is speaking English. But anyway, somehow we got this far. We made the gin pole and we've got the ropes out. And rather than start lifting at 3:20 in the afternoon, they go home at 3:30. We said, mañana, let's do it tomorrow. So that's the plan. And I'll update you on our success. Hi everybody, it's Friday afternoon at 4:10, 4:15. I thought I'd give a little update of the day. Interesting day, actually quite an exciting day. The herpetologists located a snake they at first thought was a coral snake. It had all the markings, the red bands, and they thought this was a poisonous or venomous coral snake. I'm learning the correct terminology because they are using the Latin names for all these varieties and species and so on. And after diligently looking through their textbooks and their keys, they call them keys, they have a method of identifying species, and they go down a list of features and characteristics of each animal. They appear to have discovered a species of snake that looks like a coral snake, has the markings of a coral snake, but is not a coral snake. It is something else, and undocumented as far as they can tell right now. So they're going to do some more research, but they were really excited about that. So that was an exciting morning. And then to top it off, at noon, Casper and Kelly announced their engagement. Casper and Kelly are a young couple. He's 25, she's 24. Just a lovely couple, both zookeepers working in the UK and out here to learn about reptiles and amphibians and other things like that. And so it was quite touching. Kelly was in tears and Casper was beaming, and obviously two people in love, which was a nice way to have lunch together. I caught just a bit of it on video. I wanted to catch more, but he'd already made his announcement. He didn't want to go over it again. It was too spontaneous and too perfect, and I don't think he really wanted it on video. Then in the afternoon, we did some work on the gin pools. We got things set up so that tomorrow, when we get the chance, we're going to be able to start lifting some logs. So that's how the day has been.
Have enough scale rows. Is that?
I'll show them. It's an angle. I'm trying to replicate the angle so that we've. Oh, there we go. Perfect. I'll do one more just to make sure we're in focus.
The first Indigo engagement.
Thank you. Congratulations.